That's good. All the machining is quality, unlike the Indian one. So that's going in. Right, nothing fancy here. We just whip off the bolts, off the nuts off. FA Italia hub. Right, hello there and welcome back to another one of my videos. And in this video we're going to be replacing the layshaft for a BGM layshaft from an Indian layshaft. Also including the bearings, the paws and new seals. Let's see, should be an interesting video for you. Okay, here's our old layshaft that we've got. That one came out. It's an Indian layshaft. He's had problems stripping hubs, and the Indian layshaft seems to have like chamfers on the splines here, which I'm not too happy about. So we're going to replace it. So we've got ourselves a BGM layshaft. Very nice sharp cut teeth, which I really like the look of. That's good. All the machining is quality, unlike the Indian one. So that's going in. We've got new paws. We've got new rear hub bearing, BGM. Christmas tree bearing. End of the layshaft bearing, and the bearing outer track. So all new. This is going to be going in, and we're going to be using this FA Italia hub. I don't know what to say. I haven't used one before. This is the first for me. So hopefully it's good. Some other people might have some information on it. Let us know if you have experience with this hub. But the quality looks okay anyway, so it should be alright, I think. Okay, first of all, we've got our wishbone that's in the back here. Now he said he did have some problems getting into fourth gear. So we can see that this wishbone has been hitting on the bottom of the casing here, inside. So it's probably bottoming out and not selecting the gear properly. So we'll trim a bit off the back of the wishbone to give us a better engage on the fourth gear. So that should cure that problem. We've got new paws to go in there as well. We're not going to cut corners. It's going to get changed, and we'll check everything out. So we're going to whip this out now. And it's a 9mm head on this. So we'll go get some spanners for it. So that's our 9mm bolt out. We need a little circlip off the top here, which we'll just pop off with a screwdriver. Put that somewhere safe down here so we won't lose it. So washer, so we'll just wriggle this out now. Remember to keep all your shims in the right order. Try and keep your shims in the right order. You've got a little shim on the back of here, one on the back of on the top of the wishbone there. So you've got one on the top of the wishbone and one on the top of the shaft. So try to keep them in order, so when it goes back together it makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so that's out. We're now going to take the bolts off the other side and knock the rear hub bearing out. Right, nothing fancy here. We just whip off the bolts, off the nuts off. Very easy. This obviously you can see it's had some nylox put on there, it's not original. Otherwise it'd be 4 nuts with little thin washers. Okay, so it's old lay shaft, put in reverse and tap the bearing out. Because the bearing and the lay shaft are rubbish anyway. Easy peasy. So that just taps out like that. So we're going to get some degreaser now and clean all this up. So when we fit the new bearing, I'll show you what we're going to do there when we're doing the fitting. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but once it's done, it's really worth it. Thanks everybody for coming and watching my channel. I don't make any money out of this channel, I only spend money. So please like and subscribe, that's the only thing I ask. See you later.